We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. To see all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
As you know, the more central you are in the city, the more you find less straight roads. It's roundabouts. It's also horse trails. They zigzag the roads so the horses wouldn't bolt.
It was all built before cars. I mean,
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. It was built before Game of Thrones. A lot of people don't know that. But I remember being pretty stoked. Like, okay, I'm fucking going to Ireland. You know, my grandmother's from Ireland. I'm going to try and represent Canadian, quarter Irish.
Sure.
And I did a series of bad things. I fucked up a little bit. I first of all said it was really good to be here in the UK. And I don't know if you've ever seen the video, but there's an incident where Guns N' Roses were booed off the stage for the very thing.
Jeez.
Booed. Guns N' Roses was booed off in Ireland. So it was, yeah. But what I did is I did a dummy smart thing. Came out and said, you know, I really wanted to explain myself. And I was trying to separate myself from Americans. Just completely out of fear. I knew that from walking around Belfast 20 years ago, that you could get killed. You could get killed. I was told to kind of keep my family tree to myself. And when I gushingly told a local after my rocking show I had that my grandmother was from Ireland, he got angry and said, everybody's grandmother's from fucking Ireland. Like, they've been dealing with this ever since the famine, that everyone's trying to reclaim their heritage. Alden Schaub on the show today here at the wearing an entire green screen. It looks fiery on that camera lens, by the way.
Thank you. I thought it would be very cheerful.
Yeah. Christmas is just around the corner. And I still can't believe that you are 16 years old and an alcoholic.
Well, they just let me touch it. Again, that's the Irish in me.
Yeah.
I got some whiskey here, but it's Canadian whiskey.
I said that. As soon as I come in, I'd mentioned I had a bit of, and you were like, my back doesn't hurt as much all of a sudden.
So good.
Is that your drink? Whiskey?
You know,
Out of a coffee cup?
Well, I used to actually drink a Canadian Club and ginger ale out of Michigan. That's pretty good. But yeah, I got this one called Two Gingers that you can get here at Specs. That's pretty good. It's just like a blended whiskey. But,
Yeah.
but I'm more of a beer guy, really. But yeah, I mean, like a lot of the jobs. I mean, if I'm being honest,
This is not an intervention.
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying a lot of the places where I do shows, I say to them, listen,
Yeah.
I want 2 drinks as part of my contract, and they're like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah, they're tickets.
yeah,
Drink tickets.
So I'm just like, well, I only drink at work, you know.
Yeah. And it's 2 whiskeys?
Well, usually I'll have like 2 beers or something, but
Could you talk a little closer to the mic?
oh sure.
Yeah, I just need you in my ear.
There we go.
My fans have been to so many rock concerts. They're like tone deaf. So you're going to have to scream. I was thinking about a movie for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? What would it be?
I thought it would be like, okay, look at, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. I was talking about John Candy and Steve Martin earlier. Sure. And as far as buddy movies, between the two of us, there is no likable guy in the group, right?
Sure.
It's not even anti-heroes. It's just some asshole and the guy he recruited that's got nothing better to do. Maybe you throw your wife out of a 3. Are you married?
No, Tina and I are just dating, but yeah.
Oh, okay. You have a lady. If we'll say that you threw your first wife out of the window.
Sure.
I was going to write a whole list of lines of things that you might say in a movie that we would be in. Like, hey, like, come on, guys, don't fuck his wife. Can you throw that at me?
And I'd be like, hey guys, don't fuck my wife in this.
No. Your wife, you murdered that lady that you were married to.
Oh, okay. So
You're
she's
about
dead.
to meet the love of your life now.
Sure.
But you walk in at a house party and you see a bunch of guys running a train on your best friend's wife.
And I want to get in on the train?
No. You're kind of put off. No.
I'm like, oh, I don't know. I thought she was the one, but I don't want to be number 6. I get it. This is a very pornographic movie you're putting together here.
No, I'm thinking like it starts off with a crazy house party.
Okay.
And this is where you and I run into each other. I'm taking a piss off the roof into the swimming pool, chugging a very expensive bottle of champagne.
Okay.
And you're just like, you really like the girl that's attending this party. You just want to meet this girl. Most of the people at this party are fucking assholes. Okay. And they're not even, they're former high school shitheads. But there's this one girl who's moved back to town because her husband had hung himself and killed their children. And now she's single.
This is my chance.
This is your chance.
So I'm going into the den of snakes to get her out, but then I find she's with already 5 snakes, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
No. Your girlfriend's not getting banged in this movie.
Oh, I don't know if I want to watch it.
No. You walk in on somebody, and it's kind of like you recognize the girl as a friend of yours' wife.
Okay.
But she's down. And but you're like, my coat's under there.
Right. Just like totally oblivious. Like, I'll keep your dark secret, but can I have my jean jacket back, please?
And you hold it up, and it looks like someone scrubbed a handful of yogurt across the back of it. What gang is that? The Cum Busters.
Just roll it up. Like, listen, I'm taking this evidence with me in case I need to, blackmail you later. But I probably should wash it. Sounds like a pretty good movie.
Yeah. So
it reminds me of the other guys.
Yeah, I think I'd have to establish the fact that maybe the guy and your buddy says, "Hey, he knows that your quest for love.
Okay.
Maybe you can have what me and Susan has here. Susan's a very angelic, innocent-looking young woman." And after a couple, you see me piss off. I told you about the piss.
Yeah, you're pissing off the deck.
I'm pissing off the roof. Like Jim Morrison, I'm the Lizard King. And I'm just getting ready to turn. I'm ready to go rooster tail out the back. And you're like, I saw the Jackass movie. I'm over it.
I feel like for that scene, what would be really funny is that I'm carrying an umbrella because it's been raining, right? And then as I approach the house, the rain has ended, so I put it away. And then I walk into the stream of piss, ironically, and I'm like...
No, but you're looking at some guy's sky rate. You paid $400 to have a guy write, "I love you, Susan," and he spelt it wrong, and then I urinate on you.
So, yeah, I can see where that would be a problematic. It says boozing.
But the way the sun's in your eyes, I look like Cupid, and then this water hits you. And as the sun moves away from your eyes, it's just me laughing, having a hard asparagus piss down on you. Like your glasses fly off.
Oh, that's a lot. That's maybe a 3rd-story balcony. That's a lot of gravity. But what would be the purpose of that? Just like, because both of the guys are just like irredeemable?
Because you are, unfortunately, this girl's my sister.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. But I'm such a shit show. I don't care what your situation is, but because you're in my area of chaos, you've got to learn to like me.
I see.
You know? I'm in jail. Tomorrow at noon.
That's what it says, huh?
You're going to come and visit, I hope.
Very good. Yeah, I'll get some money in the commissary there, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's got legs for a movie. And then you think of, the movie Walk Like a Man with Howie Mandel? This is
I've seen
an
that
old film from the 80s. He's a guy who's lost in the wood. He grew up in the woods. He's kind of like a Mowgli Jungle Book kid, but how he learns how to become a human being again. So he's kind of how he like bearded, doing his kind of learning how to walk upright and use silverware and shit like that.
Sure.
But it's with like Gigi Allen, right? So your love interest's brother is Gigi Allen-esque. And this girl's a very nice girl. And you think that she's worth dealing with me. And the first meeting is me pissing on you.
So really, you're just a chaotic individual. It's not an intent thing. I could see that being very funny. Because again, it's just like a happenstance thing. Like, you're just like constantly careening through things. You're just like...
Yeah. I got to have some sort of vulnerability, like maybe I use some sort of bullshit military PTSD thing but I only worked in the kitchen, but you don't know what it was like.
Well, I would think maybe if there's going to be a romantic subplot that you should actually have been burned in love yourself. So then you're seeing your sister and you're like, oh no, I'm going to put a stop to this.
And sabotage?
But more of just like you were just like trying to discourage her not to do it,
Yeah.
But all the chaotic things are just sort of like happenstance.
But I'm not jealous.
No, but you're just sort of an anti-love person.
Yeah. That's a little close to the truth.
Oh.
Yeah, I've ended many relationships for my friends.
Oh.
Just so they could pursue their comedy careers.
Oh yeah. Well,
divorces. Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. I was my friend's best man at the wedding. Before I sat him down, I said they probably shouldn't.
You fucked his wife?
No, I didn't fuck his wife. I
No.
just said that. I just told him not to get married, and they were like,
No, I'm teasing. But you pull. This is what, day before wedding? You're like,
No,
listen, you need to cool it.
It was a few months before.
Yeah.
And you can imagine that didn't go well.
But she was there?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Really? But that's not supposed to go well because no one wants to hear the truth.
Right. But of course they went through with it. But I felt like at least I had to say what I thought. Now, reflecting on that, I realized how stupid that was.
Were you drunk?
No, I just was like, well.
Okay, well, give me, what was the biggest red flag in their relationship?
To me, it was they were arguing too much. And I was just like, that maybe seems exciting now, but over time, that's going to be very corrosive. And it's just like, it's not how I'd want to
The
live my life,
writing
I
is
guess.
on the wall.
Sure.
Your cheeky back and forth that's barely tolerable now is going to be a boat sinker with debt, little bastards,
Sure.
shitheads. Not to mention she's going to turn into a fucking slob.
Well, I don't know if all of that came to pass, but certainly I
Let's
was
bring
like,
her up her Facebook and see if she turned into a slob.
no, she's still a classy lady, but I just thought,
You clearly still talk to her and
oh,
have
of
to
course,
be the diplomat.
both of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up?
What are their names and their social media? No.
I'll tell you, it's my friend Zach and Lindsay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Are they comics?
No, they're just friends of mine from back in Michigan.
Okay. Does he have a normal Michigan life in a
Yeah.
factory?
No, he sells pacemakers.
Oh, okay. What's that? Pharmaceutical supplies?
It was for Mentor for a while. I don't know who it's for now. He sort of jumps around different companies, but
I used to date a nurse that used to steal stuff from me. Yeah, one of the things she used to bring back, bring back anything that's surgical in a plastic bag that's hermetically sterilized.
sure.
And she brought me back. I didn't know what a catheter looked like out.
Oh,
And I went to, I just got all these nursing things, all these plastic tubes and metal things, and I was just fucking around with them. I used to go into house parties covered in blood with medical supplies and a trench, like a white medical coat, and just bust in and threaten to kill everybody covered in blood. Yeah.
you're just like, ha 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 ha. You would have really fit in. I used to work at this nightclub, and it was called Area 51, and the people would do all that kind of stuff on fetish night.
Oh yeah. What were you work? Was you a bartender, doorman?
I was just a bouncer, yeah.
Okay.
Doorman. I was in Utah. It was in Salt Lake City.
What are the freaks like in Utah at a fetish club or at night?
Oh man, I tell you. So
Because they go over.
well, yeah. So the people that were raised as a
How
Mormon.
many times did you slip in a cum shot? I've slipped in other people's cum at parties.
I certainly slipped around there quite a bit. I'm sure there was. I don't know that I identified it as cum or I just was
Yeah.
like, I forget, you know.
That
But,
gum's still bubbling.
well, they'd have women who'd come in for fetish night just in a G-string and tape over their nipples. You know, that was pretty common. Like,
Yeah.
People-
That's standard.
yeah.
Underwear.
But the people that were raised Mormon and decided not to be Mormon anymore, yeah, they did feel they really had to go hard. Like one guy, he's like, I'm a werewolf.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you mean you're like dressed up like a werewolf? He's like, no, I'm a werewolf.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then you'd be like, well, like maybe he is. I don't know, you
Yeah.
know, for sure. But like, it was very interesting because it was certainly a counterculture too. You know, you think of Mormons as being very clean and neat and conservative and stuff, and this was just like way the other way. You know,
That's where you get these full costume, like they, what do you call it? Like a method acting.
Oh, sure.
Of escapism.
yeah.
They really, when I started hearing about those Furbies and stuff, like
Well, there was a guy who he had a very intricate Batman costume he used to wear.
crotch cut out, of course.
And so then
They always cut the crotch out. I'm like, that looked cool. That's a real, dick.
he's like, it's my Batwing. No, but so he would like around Halloween time, there would be other people dressed up like Batman. Mm-hmm. So then he would like confront them and be like, I'm the Batman here.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be Batman. I'm Batman.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
They're called fucking nerds.
can't we just all get along?
First of all, this Batman jacks off.
oh sure.
No, I would just put my forehead to his and just start stroking and go, do you want to be the Batman? Because I want you to be the Batman. He'd be like, I don't want to be the Batman anymore.
He's like, I'll fight your crime. I'm like,
Yeah. Let me see the Batcave. And then he shits on the floor to make room for the Batmobile. That's terribly gross. Anyway, we are live here at the... How many hours of films do you think you've watched in your adult life?
oh, like regular movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Hours and hours.
You look like a
500
dude.
hours.
Yeah. Top 10?
Films? Oh man, I really like the movie Pacific Rim, but it's so bad.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I know.
I loved it. Second one, terrible.
It was so bad.
They sunk it. I was like, this is going to be a rival franchise. These robots are fucking perfect.
I thought it was going to be as good as like any of the robot ones, but yeah, they really ruined the second one. I don't really know why, but
And they took all the polish off the Transformers for that.
yeah. There's so many
See,
plot holes too. They're like, okay,
The first one or the second one?
well, even in the first one, but you'd just be like, whatever. Like when they had the thing where you had to like have them Neuralink or whatever, but then they're sort of like on an elliptical to control the thing. It's
Yeah.
like, you can't just do that with a PlayStation controller or make it into a drone. But I was like, whatever, I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
But then in the second one where he like merges with the kaiju, I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, they spread it a little thin.
Well, then they had sort of a
It should have been a sequel.
well, and they had a conclusion to the movie, and then they sort of continued it. Like,
Yeah.
they should have maybe made two of them. But I don't know. I'm not a director.
I think it was probably somebody in the office said, look, we're not going to do it too. And then it blew up. And the director's like, this was supposed to be two great movies. And now we've got one that just got under the wire. And then okay, we're going to reboot it with a whole new cast of characters. It became Player One.
Oh yeah, and
Didn't
that was
it?
pretty good too. But like,
Yeah, but that was supposed to be kind of gummy kid stuff, Player One, where you're looking at, first of all, those robots. I built a lot of models when I was a kid. A lot of glue. A lot of model glue. That was the first time I ever did drugs, was doing models.
just huffing.
I never huffed because I saw people in the area on the train tracks with rags doing that. I didn't know what that was. My friend said those are glue sniffers. They'd have jars or things and they'd do all that. And I remember, I go, this same stuff that I make my toys with, this is a drug thing. And I never really was curious of like, I'm going to do something rebellious and sniff glue. But by a series of bad planning, no foresight, I ended up in the world's most toxic hot box. I was in my room And I think it must have been a birthday or some sort of celebration. I ended up with 3 cars, classic car models. And I'd paint them and glue them all together. Well, I did like 3 cars in a row with the windows closed in a hot summer day. And my aunt opened the window to see what the smell was coming up from the door. I was fucking on another moon. I think I glued all the cars together. I was like, this is a big bus. I was roasted. She actually, my aunt doesn't swear a lot, but when she does, it's got volume to it.
Sure.
She says, open the fucking window. More or less like, you're going to die in here. And I was so high on glue, which explains a lot. Now, these are not children's feet.
Yeah, they're just they look like erasers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, do you remember those pen eraser shit that you get? Or those little crutches you get for your pencil that was like an octagon slid over it? Terrible. Anyway.
I've seen the one on the internet. My friend used to run a toxic trivia show, and he would send me all kinds of stuff. It was basically a foot with a fleshlight in it.
Oh.
So people who are
Yeah.
foot fetish.
I've seen limbs. Look, they'll staple a cunt on anything.
Oh yeah, or one in the heel. I've seen that too. Yeah.
A heel fuck?
I guess I don't know.
I've ever seen this. This is beside
Like a vagina throat.
My dad used to push our necks together and fuck our necks.
Like 2 of them, just like
Yeah.
So you'd like lube it up in the middle,
Yeah,
and
he
then just like
zip tie us around our ear and our eyes. 2 heads make 1 gaper. It looks a lot like Boomer's asshole. Don't forget to follow Boomer.
seems
Phillips.
like a lot of work. Yeah, Boomer. Oh yeah, we saw the video with Boomer. That was very funny.
Which is, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I wasn't sure if you were a connoisseur of all things terrible.
Well, not just that. I've become a budding fart engineer myself, as we were talking about earlier.
Explain.
Well, so, I was doing the roast battle, and I had all these sound effects, And so then I started making my own sound effects. And I realized the sound was not important, just the timing. So then I was like, I'm just going to make all farts. But then I realized just a fart isn't really that funny. It's like swearing. It's like an expletive. Mm-hmm. But I made one. It was the rim shot. Then I put a fart in there. So it's like 2 beats of the rim shot. And instead of the symbol, it's a fart, right?
Comedy in 3s.
Yeah. And so it became, instead of just a fart sound, it became a small joke.
Huh.
Because there's like, the premise was the 2 beats and the punch was the fart, And I just started making a bunch of them. And I've got a whole library of these like joke fart noises. I
Do you solicit people for the noises, or are these all homegrown?
Well, so at first I was just getting them off the internet. Then comedians kept telling me, you need to generate some yourself for the thing. And so I was trying to record my own.
What diet were you doing?
Well, of course, a lot of beans, a lot of lentils, like steamed broccoli, cabbage,
Jesus.
Whatever.
Did you fart in the bathtub?
Wow.
Steamed broccoli? That'll change the color of your teeth when you fart.
I actually had a lapel mic that
I'm actually a little put off my glue right now, to be honest with you.
I had a lapel mic that I put in my cheeks there, and I was trying. The sound is not the same though.
No, you got to put your asshole up halfway to water.
I think So
you got to get on all 4s in the bathtub and just get Mr. Mud Whiskers, like a little gopher nose hole.
Just
over
give
the
him
top.
a little peek out.
Yeah, and then.
Well, I mean, I'm willing to try it. I mean, again, it's like
I'll come over tomorrow and talk you through. I'll hold your hand.
I have a tub, I guess I could do that. I'd be like, hope my phone's
I'll push you on your stomach. Call your roommates in. Don't everyone look away. We need an eyewitness.
Be like, listen, I need a producer. I'm going to produce the
He's
noises.
got a great idea for a movie. We're just going to do this one thing.
Well, and also I found that people will laugh at a fart, but if it's actually a sound of somebody like shitting, it's like too much.
Yeah, well, you've never met my friends, because those are the only ones that are left.
Sure.
Is the ones that like the water hitting the mud.
Oh, yeah. See, like, there are certainly times I think that's funny, but for like a general show, I'm just like, when I start doing that or the heavy vomiting noises, people are like, oh, no, that's too much. That's too much. But just a nice little fart, people are like, oh, that's just silly.
Just take a pillowcase full of bars of soap and just pour them, shake it out into the toilet and record it.
I have one you can't tell if they're vomiting or shitting, okay? It's so like it just sounds like, and I'm like, no, it's too gross. I can't use it for those purposes of just like silly sound effects,
There's a well-known story about a comedian who'd done an outdoor comedy event in a tent in when he got there, the food had been gone except for a large bowl of Caesar salad that had been sitting out in the sun. And
Go on.
hot Caesar salad. So he's known as a eater. He eats the whole thing. Gets on stage. He's a big boy. He's actually probably built a lot like you. Legendary pioneer Canadian comic on stage, right? But what provoked it was in his act. He does a bit about going and putting the blood pressure
Oh, sure.
around his neck, and he makes his face go red. He does this thing, right, with his chin all out, red faced, like he's strangling. Well, when he does that bit, he unloads, and because it's outdoors in a tent, the wind's blowing through this cabaret tent, and people are dropping their forks into their cake. Like, what's that smell?
Oh my gosh.
Blows out his asshole, leaves the stage. And when I say veteran, professional, takes his dress shirt off, wipes his ass up, goes back on stage with a tank top, and finishes show. After everyone knew that he'd have a gravy boat in his underwear. They're leaving. This might have been another occasion, but he gets out of the car because and someone goes, wow, he's really getting sick. And sounds like a lot of puke or something. He goes, that's not coming out of his mouth.
Well, the ones I really missed, I would have recorded was I had food poisoning in Thailand, and if I would have had those
Holy
sounds,
moly.
I could have sold those online as like,
Where did you pick it up, off the street or in a restaurant?
I went to one of those places where you grill your own pork, and I was really drunk, so I didn't grill it appropriately, and so I basically did it to myself. And so
Jesus, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you got one of those rats off a stick.
No, they were all right.
They're okay, yeah.
Those are
insects.
That was the only time I got it over there. I mean, everything seemed to be cooked. At least in Chiang Mai, it was fine. I mean,
Yeah. I want to go back. I think either I'm going to go to Hawaii or back. I was in Thailand once.
I really liked it. I mean,
I thought it was great.
oh yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. I love the whole Buddhist aspect of it in the parts that I were. It's cool. Everyone smiles.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
I'm very relaxed. I mean, like I've taken a few trips, and like I just felt like, yeah, I could live here. I could see living here. Like,
Yeah. I was like that in Iceland. I was looking around going, yeah, I could have a very earthy, healthy life here. It's beautiful.
I felt that way about the Netherlands too. I thought I could live in like Rotterdam or something. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Bomb there every night at the club.
right.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come?
The Dutch weren't really impressed with my zany behavior.
They do seem a little stoic sometimes. Yeah.
They just weren't impressed with my North American taboos.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I really...
I suppose they're a little more liberal with the sex and stuff. I mean,
they started liberal. You know what I mean? Amsterdam?
sure.
You're not really... I need to go to repressed... Like, I would probably kill at ISIS.
Sure.
If I had a translator...
They're like, listen, we're going to execute this guy, but give him 10.
Yeah.
Just see what he has to say.
And that's all I'd need. And I could be running shit by the end of it. They're like, this guy's got a point.
Well, I got to say, when I saw you for the first time at the Romo Room,
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, that was the first time, but I was just saying that, like, you were very dark right from the beginning, and I was like, that was a departure from some of the stuff I'd seen locally, and I was like, my God, these people are going to walk. And then they didn't, and I was like, oh. So I'm like, that's unusual. Like,
They're too afraid to leave.
well, that's what you had said. You're like,
Yeah.
because I asked you about it. I'm like, this is so dark, especially the cement mixer thing, And I was like, come on, no. And I just waiting. I was waiting. I'm like, no, they're gonna leave now. I was like, no. And then at the end, I watched people go out with smiles on their faces. I was
They
like,
said thank you, some of them.
yeah. And I was like, so, but obviously that goes to the quality. But like, I was like, oh man,
He's pushing it.
I could never do that. Like
Yeah.
the so dark stuff. But
I think it's what's going on in between that gives me the license to hand feed them enough to get them in the haunted house.
sure.
And then I push them out the back door, and before they know it, they're back in another haunted house and out the back door. There's a lot of
Well, they want to feel the excitement and like
terror.
Well, I know you had Adam Lucky on recently, and I asked him the same thing.
I didn't know he was a boy until 2 weeks ago.
Yep. Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
He's got long hair, but
Yeah.
no, I asked him, I said, your jokes are so dark, how do you get it? How does it work? He's like, well, they all have to be bangers, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah. Nobody does that better than David Tell,
yeah.
right? Who doesn't land harder on their feet than David Tell? Like, he lives hard, and he doesn't got the knees for it.
Yeah.
And he's coming to town.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Definitely buy David Tell tickets. He's doing
yeah.
Moon Tower, which is like every week now. I see promos for this weekly comedy festival. It used to be yearly.
It's coming up. It's next month. I haven't seen the dates yet, but I've seen some comics that are on it.
Margaret Cho.
About it. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Margaret's fucking badass. There's some really good talent. But you moved here from Michigan. What was the draw 4 years ago?
Oh, my brother had gone on a series of failed dates, and he's like, we need to get out of Michigan. We're from a small town,
You and your brother are close.
Yeah. Well, I have two brothers, and we're up close with both of them. But he was just like, we need to move somewhere where there's women, and I was like, well, that sounds smart, So then he just sort of was looking around.
Is he the oldest?
Actually, I'm the oldest. He's like the second.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he had done some research, and he's like, so I saw this dating group in Austin that's like bigger than our whole town. That sounds pretty good,
Yeah.
It's a young city, He's like Texas, this and that. I'm like,
But what was your allure? He was trying to find a mate.
sure,
And who doesn't want pussy?
sure.
But not really enough to change a postcode.
Well, I had been just selling phones, I didn't really have anything
Yeah.
going either. And there's lots of seasonal jobs up there in the north, I thought I could just use a change.
Yeah.
If he's going to go, what the hell, I'll go also, And so then he stayed for about 5 or 6 months, and then he went back. But he doesn't like it here because there's not as much nature, There's some, but a lot of the land in Texas is private, In Michigan, it's, you can just go out into the wilderness. I mean,
Yeah.
so.
Canada.
Yeah,
That's because there's nobody there, though.
Yeah, right. There's someone to stop you. You
Yeah.
just start walking, and there's nothing to. Yeah, but
You hear someone say A and you've gone too far.
yeah, he likes to go and hike where if he sees a person during the day, he considers it a failure. But yeah, so
How does he expect to socialize with women if he's wandering around the woods scaring the shit out of hikers by himself?
it's an enigma, certainly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just stayed. I liked it. I have a small business.
And now you have a girlfriend and he's going to die alone. So who's the loser?
I guess him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got to meet somebody.
Listen
up
to
there.
your older brother and you won't be wandering around. My brother wanders around in the woods too.
Oh yeah. Well, he needs it to kind of unwind.
Yeah. Did you ever see your brother punch holes in the wall when you were a kid?
He would get mad, but he'd usually be a bottler. He would want to go and just escape the situation.
Go get drunk, beat up a woman in the parking lot.
Yeah, then walk off into the woods. The guy's been gone for a few days.
It's funny how a lot of people can get fired for this, but we're so not any concern of society that your brother is now throwing women through.
Sure. Well, he has his own business. I mean, even if he is his own boss, so who cares? I mean, well, me too. I'm the CEO of my own life. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean,
What does your middle brother do for a job?
he runs a landscaping business.
Okay.
Actually, it was named after a business from the Trailer Park
Pot
Boys.
smoker?
He used to a little bit.
And his business is named after.
Remember the Trailer Park Boys show? They had Success Auto Body.
Yeah.
He named his Success Landscaping.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was pretty fun.
Did he use the fonts from the original Trailer Park show? That'd be funny. That's cool though.
No, I don't know. I mean, he just recently he showed me a picture. He sprayed his trailer that he hauls stuff with. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's
Very
pretty fun.
cool. Yeah, that was a great show.
Oh yeah,
I went to a music award show in Canada a number of years ago, and they were there, all in character, and Bubbles sang "Liquor and Whores."
nice.
Right?
I've watched the first 7 religiously. The first 7
Yeah.
seasons, constantly. I've
Yeah.
never seen the first 2 or 3 movies. But
Yeah, they originally did the Trailer Park Boys movie, and then Showtime picked up the series and stuff. There was a lot going on in Canadian television between Tom Green's trajectory and then, there hadn't been anything since Kids in the Hall for a number of times. It was like, like the usual, the Mount Rushmore, the John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, Martin Short. Martin Short and Eugene Levy are from my hometown.
Really? That's cool.
That is cool, right? I knew you'd appreciate that.
That is cool.
Eugene Levy and Martin Short are from Hamilton, Ontario. And Neil Peart, Rush drummer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're not big Rush fans.
I mean, I've heard of some of their music. But
Yeah. What was the big Michigan band?
Well, obviously Kid Rock's very popular.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Ted Nugent, too.
Yeah. White Stripes. Alice Cooper, come on.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about Ted Nugent, though. He's so wild, I like that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
just sort of, I still listen to some of his music. He's just like, the spirit of the wild and stuff. He's just like, I don't know what it is. He's very energetic.
It's American.
Yeah, it's just like sort of, I'm going to do what I want. And if you don't like it, well, whatever. Like, but it was more, I don't know, raw, I guess, or something. But
Yeah. Rock and roll.
yeah.
Detroit also, Michigan, big hip hop community. Did you go to hip hop shows in Detroit?
No, I went to school in Grand Rapids, so it was on the other side of the state.
It was Hootie and the Blowfish concert for you with your
mostly.
grandmother.
My school was
Trying to
pretty
get a
limited.
hand job from an aunt.
I'd be lucky if I could see a hip hop show in Grand Rapids, but
Okay.
a little bit. But it was smaller. Well, the town I grew up in was pretty small.
Grand Rapids, though, there was a comedy club or a comedy gig there. I remember hearing.
Yeah, it was the third floor of the Bob, they would call it.
Okay.
And they had like a little room that they would do there. Yeah. Actually, before I started pursuing stand up more seriously, I did go there a few times at college and do like open mics.
Okay. And then the stand-up community kind of moved to you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Last
it's
year.
very strange how it all went together. Like, I used to listen to Joe Rogan and stuff even before I moved here, of
Yeah.
course. But like, I don't know. I don't know how.
Were you just sitting at home going, they're coming here?
Yeah, but, well, no, I had been running a trivia business for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the point where I was like, okay, if I want this business to be larger, I have to quit performing and I have to become an administrator.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't like that. So like, well, okay, what I really like about this is the performing. Maybe I should consider pursuing something in performing. And so then I looked into improv and stand-up, and I was like, well, I'll just try them. And then I found I like stand-up, so I just kept doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
and I just happened to be here, kind of. I mean, it's so strange, but.
Yeah. I was talking to Allison Wachowski.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I met her at the Round Rock Tavern a few years ago.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, this is like great. I'm from here. It's coming here. This is what I was pursuing anyway, and I don't have to move now. A lot of people, I think, were relieved that they didn't have to necessarily move. The playing field had been leveled to a level that you could almost live anywhere and pursue your career. But if you wanted to be a stand-up comedian, really there's no other place, even to date, than Austin.
Sure. Well, I still feel that.
There's 20 open mics. I got friends who've been indoors for a year.
Right. Well, I mean, I run 3 myself. And I'm relatively new. You know what I mean? I mean,
Where are your open mics? Because there is people who are listening to this that would like to come and bomb on your stages.
oh, of course. Well, probably the Lucky Duck's the biggest one. You
That's
know,
a
like,
great one.
I had-
I think that's the best in the city.
Well, it's certainly the longest. You know.
Is it?
Yeah, 6 hours. You know, we do.
Oh, I thought you meant years running.
Oh no, yeah.
It's a long show.
It's very long. Yeah.
Is it really 6 hour show?
Yeah. So you sign up at 6. The show starts at 8. It goes till 2 in the morning.
That's great.
You know, Brett Forte was on there.
Yeah.
And that's how I met him initially.
Yeah, I
for-
brought everybody around,
Yeah.
and he bombed.
No,
he didn't.
He did okay, but no. What I say is we have the highest number of suicide threats at an open mic. You know.
Really?
At least
That's amazing. I got to
20.
come down more.
Yeah, 20 a night is pretty regular. You know.
From the comedians or the audience?
Oh, you know, mostly the comedians. But
Yeah.
Sometimes people will be leaving and they'll let me know in
But
passing.
they were weak when they showed up, though. Those kids were not like, this is not out of the blue for Larry to blow his head off. That guy's been wanting to execute him. Don't blame the comedy.
Right. They come there and they're depressed already. You know,
Yeah.
They're just, oh, by the way,
Because they suck.
They're like, it's like a period on a sentence. Like, the suicide threat has become sort of a trope.
I do love your encouragement.
Sure. Well, thank
Your
you.
follow-up with terrible... I was like, I wanted to leave but I wanted to hear what you were going to follow up with. Sometimes you would go in on them if you had a relationship with them as a performer, and then the other times I was like, oh, why didn't you take that?
Well, so my feeling is, I don't want to just like punch down on them when they're trying out things. You know what I mean? But also,
You try and keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
You got to acknowledge that was a shit.
sure. Well, but sort of like my thing is, when I have like 70 or 80 performers on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I realized early on that if I just brought my own one-liners to the show, I would quickly run out.
Yeah.
So now my thing is, in the 4 minutes, I write a fresh one-liner every time.
Yeah.
And it's become a practice.
Great.
And so then if the comedian likes those tags, I ask them to use them. I mean, they can have them. And then I'll write some that are suitable for my material. So I've just gotten very fast.
It's very generous.
Yeah, and I just like, but there's a selfishness to it too, because I feel like if you sit down and write 70 jokes every week, you're going to get better at writing jokes. So then that's how I started that tag writing mic again. If I write a joke for somebody,
David Feldman.
what's that?
Do you know David Feldman? That's who you sound like a little bit.
Oh,
Nothing comedic. I couldn't place it. He used to write for Dennis Miller.
oh, okay.
Great stand-up. Honestly, I think you'd love him. I was lucky enough to hang out with him for a little bit and see him perform when he was doing stand-up. But yeah, he told us that when Dennis Miller and him were very close friends, or probably still are, and when he came to speak at my school, he said that the first day Dennis told him, I got all my friends. If you guys don't pull your weight, turning over, you're gone.
Sure. Well, it's a game of quantity, certainly. Well, like when I do, I try to write as much as I can. Like at the tag writing mic, I want to write 4 or 5 tags for each performance during that 5 minutes. And I'm hitting a good rate. And then what makes me happy is then I give the joke to the comedian, and sometimes they use them in their actual set. So like that's to me is proof that the writing is working. I mean,
And I think it also separates first of all, some people can't take any criticism.
oh sure.
If you've been met, of course you have, with why don't you fuck yourself? Right?
In my early attempts to give people jokes,
Yeah.
certainly. But my method now
They're
is
mental
different.
patients.
Yeah, I'll just say, listen, I'm not going to give anybody a joke. But if they come to the tag mic, what I'll do is I'll write the joke. I'll go up and perform it right after their set. They can see the people are laughing. Then they're more amenable to saying, okay, maybe this is something. But without that proof there, people do not want to hear it at
You're
all.
way nicer than you should be. They have no idea.
Sure.
There's like every major city that's had a comedy scene has had one of those long-running open mics. But usually the host on those 6-hour comedy shows that people host during the week, where everyone kind of meets, it's a great meeting ground too.
Oh, sure.
It's a great place to hang out. And not to mention the bar is actually good, but mostly everybody's outside. The host is usually a bitter comic.
It's funny. I want to ask you about that
Yeah.
because, like, as I'm mingling with more of the comedians, and it seems the longer they've been in it, they do become more and more bitter. But like, you don't seem to be that way. You've been in it a very long time. Would you attribute your longevity to? I mean,
Because I don't wait for other people to bring me what I need.
that makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just like, why? Your gripes and stuff are not really. They're arrested development. Some of that, you know what I mean. But I'm having a blast. First of all, I don't have a wife and kids, and I've been traveling around the world doing comedy in foreign lands. It's pretty fun. I always liked Indiana Jones.
Sure.
That was kind of my business model for life when I was a kid. Harrison Ford. Smokes pot, by the way, and wears an earring.
I believe it.
It's true.
But I mean, you must run into this a lot. I mean,
Oh, totally.
I mean, I'll see a person, I'll say, You have achieved a certain level of success, person. Why shouldn't you be happy about it? And they don't seem to be. Not all of them, but a lot of them, like you say.
For sure. You're right. And you're even being diplomatic.
Sure.
More.
That bitter comedian is certainly an archetype that I want to avoid myself as I continue. And so I'm trying to look at the people like yourself who are still enjoying it.
I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
It's June of this year was my 25th anniversary.
Yeah. I mean,
Why
a lot
not?
of people burn out at 3 years.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? I mean,
I went all in. You know what I mean? There was no secondary step off. I knew there were some branches to what I was doing as an actor, a writer, but stand-up comedy it won't be extinct. Talking in front of people is a campfire thing.
yeah.
That will always be there. So give me a mic and put a stage down and then a roof, and now we're doing that. I don't know. That's a terrible analogy. I don't know. I've had long periods of, I kept most of it to myself, but there would be years of like, not bitterness or anything, just anger, of frustration, knowing that I could accomplish certain things that were just not ready. But I've never really been angry about opportunities that have come and gone, which a lot of people will frame something in their head and then use that as part of their identity for why they're angry. But it wasn't theirs to begin with. First of all, there's a lot of weak personalities.
True.
In comedy, and I think playing the injured artist gets you attention to people who are not really painting.
Well, yeah, you want to present yourself as something to a non-comic, I guess. But I don't know. My goal was different. I was just like,
are they really funny though? That's the thing. These sour apples, they're probably, look at 9 times out of 10, they're really just terrible. They're friendly enough with the local community, but yet they've never really deliver. Like, have you had an applause break? Have you had a standing ovation? Have you had an audience laugh so hard that they're swaying? Have you been booed? Have you been screamed at? Have you, where are your highs and lows? Because you're measuring yourself from this, what you're not getting from the community, which doesn't buy tickets anyway.
right.
He said he doesn't like me. I can't go there. She said that. I don't like him. This, that. There's no money on the table. What are you complaining about? Get in there and eat your shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are not shit eaters.
no, I think
I'm a log father. Have you ever been log fathered?
What's that?
It's like, have you seen Scat Chat? No, I've been. Anyway.
I can use my imagination to figure out what that would be.
Do you want to see it?
No,
you shouldn't. No, we can't do that. I'm not getting started again. People are happy I'm not on Snapchat. I used to. Anyway, tell us more about your grandparents.
I had a life before comedy too. Yeah.
They log fathered me, and are you on Snapchat?
No, people kept wanting to send me dick pics and stuff, and I was just like, I don't want to be on Snapchat. Like,
yeah, but Boomer's asshole's fine. My buddy's asshole.
yeah, that's totally. I mean, again,
It's not as offensive as a penis.
Well, I mean, he is a person I've never met before, so even if I saw his penis, I'd be like, oh, whatever.
I can't wait to introduce you guys. It's going to be great. Boomer Phillips
Maybe
on Instagram.
that would be the way to really perfect the fart engineering, to get a professional anus, and really make some new noises. I mean,
Well, I think might be a part 2 of this podcast because I'm trying to convince Boomer and his girlfriend to come out to Texas for a vacation.
Boomer and Boomer's girlfriend, you should absolutely come to Texas for your vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Things are happening here. I mean, we're living in the future in Austin, really.
Now, would you be willing to put up a small amount of money for Boomer to fart into a microphone?
Yes, I would.
Like a 6-pack.
Even a medium amount of money.
Yeah.
He's a professional, you got.
Thank you. See, a lot of people don't see the art in what my friend does with his asshole.
I have to explain to people.
And you heard, you've already had a taste. You could rip that off the internet.
I can imagine a taste there, certainly.
Yeah, there's some gravy on the backswing.
No, but when I explain to people I'm engineering fart noises, they don't really get it either. But I'm like, I'm taking some noises and I'm arranging them into jokes. That's the difference. And he is doing a performance art, in my view. Sure, it's farts, and people view that as somewhat trivial, but like, who's the best at it? I mean, if you need a guy who can fart on command, how many can you get? So like
a lot of talkers.
Yeah.
Not enough farters.
No, that's just it. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, let's say you're casting for a movie and you're like, okay, I need this guy to like fart the alphabet. And you'd be like, okay, let's get the list. Oh, there's 2 names on it? Okay, I guess we got to get these guys. Like,
Boomer.
I mean, that would be, what's his name there? Jeff Foxworthy would say, that is the empty parking space of comedy. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Like, even me, I've been hosting Connect 4 tournaments. Okay?
Yes.
And also, I've been playing Connect 4 competitively on 6th Street for $1 a game. And people are like, why? And I'm like, because nobody's doing it, and I think it's funny.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Totally.
I don't know what the end result will be, except I made $50. Like,
First of all, you made $50.
Yeah, and it's fun. I mean, the people are having fun. We're like
It's
filming
fun.
it.
It's simple. Look,
Sure.
first of all, I'm not a board game guy, but I've done my fair share of Uno and Connect 4. Were only really games that I fuck with, and actually the mechanics of the game of Connect 4 has almost a TikTok to it.
Yeah.
It's short. There's a bit of a mechanic to it. Colors. I'm having a stroke while we're talking.
Dude, I'm telling you, you put the board out there on 6th Street, you're playing with somebody, people have had a couple
They recognize
drinks.
it.
Yeah.
No language barriers either when everyone knows Connect 4.
Anybody can play it. It's quick, and also they're very confident that they can win. And you just tell them it's $1, and if you win, you get our dollar.
Yeah.
They can't resist, and then we just clobber them. I mean, over and over again. Like, I think,
Shell game.
Yeah, like,
Look at you. You just like, it's not even about the money. You just like sticking it to the man.
well, to me, it's fun to like. I mean, because I don't know if I'm gonna win. I mean, I'm thinking I'm gonna win, but it's not for sure. I mean, there was this guy. He called himself the GOAT. Ooh. He wanted to play for $20, and I was like, oh, I don't know. That's a little rich, So this other guy who walked up was like, I'll play you. So we had 2 guys playing for 20. And he, of course, won. That guy who challenged, I was like, see, I really dodged one there, Like,
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee. Like,
Yeah, because it is a checkers game upright.
yeah. Well, it's
no.
It's a little more complicated than checkers, I think, but not as much as chess. It's sort of in between.
I'm just glad there's no dice. I hate games with dice.
Well, it's not a game of chance. It's a complete skill game.
Carnival games, favorite? Foosball? What's the one where you throw up the ramp and it lands in the hole?
I like
the
one,
gaper.
I like the one with the quarters, where it's sliding back and forth.
That one's frustrating because all I go is like, I got a ball peen hammer in my friend's truck. I'll smash all the fucking glass and just roll these coins.
It's sort of hypnotic. It's like pachinko or something. You're just like,
But there's the mathematics to it. There's the geometry. There's mechanic. I want to see behind the curtain. I want to say what gravity brings this to here to potentially, like the shooting games are pretty good.
yeah, that's fun. Well, then I feel like you can win at those. But like the quarter one, I'm sure there's a magnet and there's a ridge and there's, the quarters also fall off the side. It's a complete scam, but I mean, that's what you do. It's something to do.
What if someone took a garbage bag full of dead animals and put it over your head and zip tied it around your neck and push you down a flight of stairs?
As a carnival game? I mean, I would probably be like, why did you do that? Become paralyzed.
Bag of dead animals, your fucking ankles. There's a mouse in my mouth.
This is the end. I made some poor life choices.
You can breathe, but every time the cat juice splashes up in your mouth.
They're like, they said this would be fun, and I was like, I didn't stop them. I guess it's my own fault, Like,
I said I wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
they're like, bro, okay, we have this bag. Okay? I collected these animals from around the town, okay, as a service, okay. Now I'm gonna tie this around your neck and push you down the stairs, and I'd be like, why are we doing this? I'd be like, bro, just go with it. I'm
Yeah.
like,
We're going to win 10 grand on America's Funniest Home Video.
be like, bro, do you want to get like 1,000 likes on TikTok or
Yeah.
don't you? I'd be like, I guess I do.
And you got to see, like, look, those people, those bitches falling off cliffs, taking selfies, walking backwards, all those climbing people, trying to get that one trending photo and end up in death.
If you told somebody that they would participate in the dead animal bag thing and the money would be donated to a charity, they would voluntarily do it.
Yeah. I could put this, is Craigslist is still a thing?
Sure.
Yeah. I could put an ad on there saying, yeah, you would have to go and do the if I came out of the room and said, listen, you're going to have, yeah, no.
We got this thing. They're like, is it a sex thing? We're like, well,
he comes at the end.
I mean, he won't have sex with you, but it does arouse him. As long as it's not sex trafficking, you can put it on Craigslist. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no, it's a more of an art, it's a Warhol bullshit.
Sure. Well, but
Pink
again,
flamingos come to life.
if you needed that to get off, though, you would have to hire somebody. Like, that's why they have madams and stuff. I mean,
Oh.
you can't just
Dated them.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's
I used
a
to put,
fascinating
a
world.
girl I dated used to put cigars out on her asshole
Sure.
while I finger banged her.
People will pay for that a lot.
We just did this around the house to get her to relax.
No, I read about that woman. She was the Happy Hooker book. And she would cater to people's unusual or
Fetishes and whatnot, yeah.
She could charge anything. There was
Yeah.
no limit because, again, where could you get that done?
Yeah.
The internet. There was no internet. You know, I mean, there's certainly a niche there. I mean,
Oh, for sure. And there's even niche under niche, under niche, under niche, under niche, under niche.
oh yeah,
It used to be, foot fetishes. I have terrible feet. They look like I've been perched on a branch most of my life.
I feel like a foot fetish is becoming fairly mainstream now as
Yeah.
far as fetishes. I mean,
A friend of mine owns a BDSM leather goods store in Toronto, and remember years ago we were talking in his office, and him and his wife had been in the scene for decades, and he's like, yeah, remember when the dog collar?
yeah, or like spanking.
Yeah.
a little paddle or something.
But now it's popular fashion now. How many women, girls, you see with dog collars on?
In Austin, quite a few. I mean,
Yeah, most of them are pigs. They should have apples in their mouths.
like a leather apple.
The girls here are slobs.
You think so? I don't know. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
You're from Michigan. There's slobs there too.
Wow, but I'm just saying that most of them here do not have coats on all the time, and then they're not wearing bras and stuff. I mean,
There's no bras here.
that a lot of women don't.
Do you enjoy the boobs?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I think I don't know, something about it. Like I'll be walking through the grocery store, maybe it's the shaking or something, but you'll just be like, oh,
Cookies, milk.
yeah, that girl doesn't have a bra on. You're like, so it just activates some part of your lower
Sure.
brain.
Yeah. But she's always got about 4 inches of hair creeping out of her armpit. Kind of ruined the perfect form nipple.
Well, that was something I was asking.
I've had sex with women with like gorilla, hairy balls and pussy.
I don't doubt it. No, here's the thing I was wondering. Okay, so like I was playing Connect 4 on 6th Street, and this
Yeah.
woman decided to flash the camera. And I was like, oh, that's great. But I was thinking again, women can go topless in Austin without any consequences. Why aren't we just seeing that all the time?
Yeah. Because there's assholes that fucking blow it.
Yeah, I guess that's my thing. Like,
Some shithead is going to grab or different culture.
yeah, I guess. I mean, I think that would
I
be
think if
great.
women rub shit all over their tits, they'd still get guys trying to lick them.
Probably.
Two guys that look exactly like us. I lick shit tits.
I can't imagine who that would be. We'll call him Alden. I don't know.
Thanks for being on the show.
Sure, dude, it's fun.
You got you got like 6 late night gigs a week?
Yeah, I'm becoming quite a little.
You're active.
I got a little business. So the trivia twice a week.
Yeah. Where?
then-
Where can
so-
people go
Yeah,
and
so
find it?
if you want to play trivia on Monday, it's at the Barton Springs Saloon at 7 and 9. Then Tuesday, I do it at the Lucky Duck, 8 to 10. And then Wednesday, I host Lucky Duck Comedy.
Great night.
Yeah, that's begins at 8, it goes to 2. If you want to sign up as a performer, it's at 6. Thursday, I'm usually on a show or something. Then Friday, I do the tag writing mic, and that's at the Romo Room, and that starts at 5:31. and it goes till 7. And then I just ask each performer to write one tag for each of the sets, you know?
You're doing a good deed.
Yeah, it's fun too. And then
Don't get your fucking girlfriend pregnant and fuck this for all of us.
will not.
Thank you.
Oh, I got more. Sunday, I do the San Jack open mic every other Sunday. That's fun.
Yeah.
But also recently, I've got a couple showcases now. So Chris Castles, shout out to Chris. He gave me the Castro showcase. That's out in Lakeway. So that's twice a
Fantastic.
month. Yeah, and then I got a new one at Indian Roller. That's once a month. So.
Is that in Austin?
Yeah, it's in South Austin. So.
Indian Roller.
Yeah, it's like a bar. They just do like metal. They do some trivia, and then they're going to start doing comedy. So.
They play metal music?
Yeah.
I like metal bars.
Yeah, it's been an Austin institution for a long time. I mean,
Very cool. I have some shows coming up next week. I'm in Bryan, Texas.
okay,
With Adam
nice. That'll be fun.
and Chris
Nice.
and Ben Horn
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
that's nice.
a young
That'll be
lady.
good.
I can't remember her name. And then I'm doing the Riff at the Creek on Thursday. And then Friday, I'm doing fucking Montgomery's show.
Really? That'll be
William
cool.
Montgomery's got me on his show at the Vulcan on Friday. So if you're looking at a place to get blackout drunk, I'm going to push you into some cops and we're going to get this fucking party. I'm going to yell, he's got a gun, and I'm going to shove your drunk whiskey ass into a horse.
I'm gonna be looking for a bag, and I'll be like, not the animal bag.
Animal bag.
Nope.
That's the show, Animal Bag.
Be like, okay, we'll put you up for 5, but we have some props.
Yeah. Animal Bag.
I'm like, whatever it takes to get famous, I guess.
Well, we're Alden and I are going to be hosting a game show called Animal Bag.
It's called Fear Factor 2, but it's just Dead Animal Bag.
God, I'm getting horny because of the dead animal bag. A dead animal bag is just a fleshlight for a bunch of people.
Sure, yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to my website, find out what's up. Check out Alden. He's on multiple shows in and around the city.
Just a regular comedy henchman these days.
I've been Jason Rouse, and we got some conjoined clothing here. Kill your local rapist. Thanks for watching.
We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe word